Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be doing a video about AMC. Before I start the video, guys, please make sure to leave a like on the video below. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Join the family, guys. Let's go on our investor journey together. Today we're going to be doing a video about AMC. And before I start the video, guys, I just want everybody to know that everything I say in my videos is not financial advice. It is just my personal opinion and for educational purposes only. So with that being said, let's get started with the video. So it's been kind of a rough couple of weeks for AMC. If we take a look at the 1 week chart, it's up about 1.95%. But looking at the 1 month chart, it is down 30.16%, which I honestly do think it's not that big of a deal. Honestly do think that AMC can come back from this. But there's been a lot of talks recently about kind of what's been going on with AMC and overall the price manipulation with AMC stock and kind of like the corruption that's kind of behind it. And I kind of wanted to go over that today in today's video of why people are saying AMC stock is corrupted, what's kind of going on behind the scenes. So if you guys have kind of been, keeping up with the whole AMC trend, we know that there's a lot of people shorting the stock. We know that there's a lot of people pushing down, especially these big time hedge funds who continue to short AMC stock. They want to push the stock down to zero, and they kind of continue to keep pushing it down. That's kind of known news. We know that they're still adding to their short positions, but what's kind of been interesting is a lot of people are attributing AMC kind of going down as part of actual corruption in the actual stock in itself. So we take a look at the 1 year chart. We see the run up here on June 2nd up to $62.55, but I'm pretty sure it hit a somewhat of a high of around $72. Ever since then, it's kind of been on a little bit of a decline. We see a little bit of a dip here on June 10th when they announced that they were doing a stock sale. Quickly rebounded because the apes continue to buy. Now here's a lot of stuff that's not really making sense with AMC stock. We see that the buy orders are outweighing the sell orders. So why would the stock price continue to go down if more people are buying AMC than they actually are selling the stock? It doesn't really make any sense. And this kind of has to do something with what we know as the dark pools. If you guys are unfamiliar with what the dark pools are, they're basically unrecorded transactions, right? So people can't really see them, or if people are placing big orders, no one really has access to them. If we're looking at a kind of like a textbook definition of it, it's basically a privately organized financial form or exchange for trading securities. They allow institutional investors to trade without exposure until after the trade has been executed and reported. They're a type of alternative trading system that gives certain investors the opportunity to place large orders and make trades without publicly revealing their intentions during the search for a buyer or seller. Essentially meaning that people can place big buy or sell orders without them actually being publicly traded. And this has a lot to do with the corruption with AMC stock. And why people always say that the price is fake, because a lot of the buys and sells go straight into the dark pools, and those are not reflected in the actual stock price in itself. When we take a look at AMC here, they don't actually show on the actual exchange in itself, which is why when people are wondering if there's so many people who are buying AMC stock, and there's so many people who are buying it more than they're actually selling it, then why isn't the stock price actually reflecting in it itself? That kind of does play a little bit, and you can actually see it on Twitter. It's been trending on Twitter a lot on social media, kind of like hashtag like ban, dark pools and stuff like that, attributing to the basically like price manipulation for AMC stock, and it's kind of been making a lot of investors upset. A lot of people are buying AMC stock. They're hoping the stock squeezes. They continue to add to their positions. I'm sure there's people out there who are down a lot of money. And for people to sit there and be like, okay, now AMC's price is being corrupted because the hedge funds want to make money. It's all about the market manipulation. And I get it, why it could be pretty frustrating for AMC, and why people have kind of been saying AMC stock is kind of under a corruption right now, and why it's actually not reflecting in the stock price when more people are actually buying the stock than they actually are selling it. It really doesn't make much sense, but it does attribute to why, like I said, dark pool, when people buy and sell through the dark pool, it's kind of like I said, it's a private security. It doesn't reflect on AMC actual stock price that we see on Robinhood, Webull, and all the other exchanges. It shows on a different type of exchange, which in my opinion is not really too fair. So where does this actually go from here? How is this going to play a more important role when it comes to AMC stock? And what's kind of the future of AMC? Well, there's a lot of people out there who are saying, AMC stock is still going to squeeze. We have hedge funds out there who have also admitted that AMC is going to squeeze. Even Jim Cramer himself has also said he would rather be on the long side than the short side of any kind of short position. He doesn't think shorting right now is a very good thing to do right now in today's market. I don't think it's a very smart idea, especially a stock like AMC that's very publicly traded. It's always in the media, and people are always talking about it, even on Wall Street Bets as well. And it's always all over social media as well, Instagram, Twitter, and all that kind of good jazz. But it really has played an effect that people truly do feel like they're getting gypped out of it because they feel like the price for AMC is under a big corruption in the overall stock itself, and it's all attributed to like a huge kind of market manipulation. And I can understand where the frustration starts to come in with AMC stock, because that would generally frustrate me as well if, you know, you're buying a stock or you're selling a stock and you want to make money off the stock, but it's just being completely manipulated all the way through. And this has kind of always been a thing, and this is kind of what started the whole craze in the first place. Back, if we take a look in January, it wasn't much with this stock, but on January 27th, we see a little bit of a spike up in AMC stock. And we saw it with GameStop was probably the biggest contender. But the reason why a lot of people started trending up the topic was because they feel like a lot of hedge funds work with the SEC, and they do tend to have a lot of market manipulation that tends to fall into place. And it's always a benefit in their own sense, which is why they made GameStop stock go through that short squeeze, because basically they wanted to teach the hedge funds a lesson. With AMC stock, we know that it's not going to be as easy to get the stock to squeeze. I know a lot of people have been talking about it. A lot of YouTubers have been saying AMC is going to squeeze, and I still generally do think that AMC is going to squeeze. My opinion has not changed on AMC stock, and my opinion still remains the same. I still do think that the AMC stock is going to go through a short squeeze because the shorts eventually do have to cover their short positions. But if it's under a lot of market manipulation and overall corruption, then it's kind of going to be a little bit harder to tell when AMC is actually going to be able to go through a short squeeze. Like I said, if we see a 1-year chart here, back to it on June 2nd, this is not the typical squeeze. That we didn't go through a squeeze yet with AMC. This is just retail buying up the stock, maybe a little bit of institutional investors buying up the stock as well. We know like big time investors like BlackRock and all these other big time companies own a lot of AMC, and there's a lot of people who are still prepping for the squeeze. A lot of people who still think the squeeze is going to happen. Has not changed anything fundamentally. Even if the stock continues to crash, it has not changed my opinion on AMC. I still do think that the stock is going to squeeze. But like I said, due to the recent manipulation, a lot of people are saying this is why a lot of people are saying that AMC's price is corrupt, why it's a fake price that we see here on this very screen, the $38.47. A lot of people were like, oh, it's fake price. Like I said, it's trending all over Twitter now. You know, it's like hashtag dark pools, ban dark pools and stuff like that, because they truly do feel like it's really hurting the chance of overall trading. And it leads back to market manipulation, which is why all this short squeeze stuff started to happen in the first place. It was more or less to teach the hedge funds a lesson about market manipulation and kind of what goes on in the market and how the market always benefits the people like the big time hedge funds. But with that being said, guys, that's all I really have to say about the video. You guys let me know down in the comment section below, guys, what you think of AMC stock. Do you guys think AMC stock price is currently being manipulated right now? I want to know what you guys think of the overall corruption. Do you guys think AMC stock is corrupt? If you guys have an overall price prediction for AMC stock, let me know what it is down in the comment section below. I'm always very curious to know what your guys' price prediction is. With that being said, guys, thank you. Have a great day.